Yo, what is up, you guys? Your boy Swag-kun back at it again with another video, and today we're going to be doing a follow-up Jutsu tier list. Now, I know that follow-up Jutsus have now officially been around for about a month or two now, and people are starting to kind of get the hang of how they work and what they do. So we're going to be actually ranking every single follow-up Jutsu that is in the game, whether they be broken, whether they be mid, whether they be trash, whatever. I'm going to be going over every single follow-up Jutsu. We're going to be ranking them. That way you know which ones are worth investing into and which ones aren't. So without further ado, please make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know what you guys think about this tier list. I want to know your guys' opinion down in the comment section below. Once again, before we start, this is purely my opinion. I will be putting obviously stats and statistics and like what the Jutsus do, the effects and all that stuff to help out. But let me know what your guys' opinions are down below. I respect all y'all's opinions, and I would like to know where you guys would rank it on your own personal tier list. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, from what I know, these are all of the follow-up Jutsus in the game since follow-up Jutsus have came into the game. So these are all the icons. I will be explaining which one is which and who it belongs to. So every follow-up Jutsu not only has obviously the Jutsu and the damage and everything, but when you equip a follow-up Jutsu onto your shinobi, it will also give the effects that Jutsu originally had. So for example, if we have a Jutsu that gives us speed buff, then on the regular, so let's say Kawaki's scythe, for example, right here, this gives Kawaki and the whole team a speed buff. If you equip this follow-up Jutsu to your shinobi, it will also give you and your whole team a speed buff. You know what I'm saying? So it does all of this fun stuff for those of you who didn't know that. So now let's get straight into the tier list and see which ones are worth investing into. So first things first, we got the water Jutsu, water surging wave Jutsu from Karma Boruto's original kit. This is a 3-star Jutsu. Honestly, in my opinion, I think this is a whole lot of mid. I don't think this is worth investing into, especially because you can't equip a follow-up Jutsu unless you have it equipped onto the proper shinobi. Karma Boruto's an amazing defender, an amazing main, and an amazing support, damage dealing wise and everything, and you do not want this Jutsu equipped onto him. Now, if you guys saw my previous video about the survey and everything, this is why I would like to have an attack and defense builds or classes to be able to switch out your shinobi all the time. But this water Jutsu I don't think is worth equipping onto Boruto or equipping onto your shinobi because it doesn't really do too much. Damage isn't crazy, area of effect isn't crazy. It's just mid, so I'm gonna put that down there. The next one, we have Mitsuki's lightning snake Jutsu. This is going in hot steaming dookie. This one is a very outdated Jutsu. Obviously Mitsuki is like one of the first units to ever come out in the game, and he hasn't received any love since the start of the game. So this Jutsu is not going to be doing anything for you. No effects, no buffs, nothing like that. So this is going to be in hot steaming dookie. This is Orochimaru's original snake Jutsu. This is also going to be going in hot steaming dookie for the same reasons. It is just a very outdated Jutsu. Not too many buffs. The only thing it inflicts is like poison, but with everyone having status element immunity, it doesn't really make a big difference. And I mean, in reality, everyone heals themselves now, so poison doesn't even really do anything like that. So going in hot steaming dookie. Shino's parasite insect bug Jutsu is also going to be going in hot steaming dookie. Now, I don't want to do my homies like that, man. I don't want to do them like that, but hey, Bandai's not showing our boys some love, so this is also going to be going in hot steaming dookie. Just a very outdated Jutsu, unfortunately. So for this one, this is Sarada's fire style Phoenix Flower Jutsu, I believe is what it's called, or Fire Blast Jutsu, also in hot steaming dookie. Now, as you guys can see, I only have 4 tier lists. I don't think this is too I think this is very cut and dry. It's either very good, it's mid, or it's trash. That's why I only have 4. But Sarada, same reason. It is just outdated, very old, not worth investing into. Now we got the boy Naruto Light with his follow-up Jutsu, Rasen Shuriken. This one is going to go in GOAT tier in my opinion. It has an amazing damage area. It inflicts 2 of any status element in the game, so it can inflict confusion, seal, dot damage, paralysis, like poison, darkness, all of that stuff. So this is just an absolutely amazing Jutsu. Has a great knockdown, and it has a huge area of effect. So it's just an amazing Jutsu to equip onto your shinobi and give them that extra damage and extra AoE that they need. So yeah, this is a great Jutsu to equip onto like Shadow Sasuke, literally anybody, man, anybody. This is a great follow-up Jutsu to invest into. Now next up, we got Kawaki's Jutsu. This one I'm going to be putting in Clapping Cheeks. Now, the only reason this isn't going to go up or I don't think it's mid, because it gives the whole team a speed buff. It gives the whole team evasion buffs. But the only thing that I don't like about it is that it's only for buffs. You know what I'm saying? This does seal, okay? It seals an opponent, gives your whole squad a speed buff, and gives the whole squad an evasion boost. Not too crazy. I think it's like a medium boost, so it's nothing wild, but I don't like the Jutsu in general. And Kawaki himself, he's like a must-use unit. Like, he is a must-use on defense, as a main, as a support in Final Room. He's an all-around one of the best shinobis in the game. And this having equipped this Jutsu instead of his old Limit Break, I feel like kind of holds him back a little bit. I think his old Limit Break is definitely a better Jutsu to equip. But if you really need a shinobi who needs a speed buff, like if you like to main Naruto Light, for example, then this would be a good Jutsu to equip. Like I said, the seal, evasion rate, and speed buff. So it's just very solid and definitely clapping cheeks. So there's that. Next up, we have this Jutsu right here. This is the Palm Jutsu from Hinata's rekit, which was trash. I don't like it. This is going to go in Hot Steaming Dookie. Doesn't do damage, doesn't give buffs. It's just, yeah, they're outdated, man. They doing my shoddy Hinata real dirty in the game, bro. Next up, we got Sasuke versus Ishiki's Amaterasu Flame. This one, I'm going to be putting in clapping cheeks. The only reason I think it lacks a little bit to get to GOAT tier is the fact that it doesn't have a knockdown. You know what I'm saying? So for example, it is an amazing jutsu to equip. The buffs are amazing. It increases cooldown time for opponents. It does seal. It does very good buffs. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that's kind of holding it back for me is that it doesn't do a knockdown. So it just kind of spawns. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it might miss. So for example, it's a little bit hard for it to lock on. If you guys have used Sasuke versus Ishiki as a main, sometimes you guys know that if it doesn't lock on to your target, it'll just kind of shoot across the room and like miss everything. And that happens sometimes. But when it does hit, it doesn't do a knockdown, but it does inflict seal. It does increase ninjutsu cooldown time, and I believe it also increases HP or chakra of all allies on the same floor. So this definitely is still clapping cheeks, a very respectable tier. Me personally, I feel like it just lacks a tiny little bit to get to GOAT tier, but definitely still worth investing into, and it's already part of Sasuke's kit, so very solid to use all around. Next up, we have Berryamo Naruto's Spinning Punch Jutsu. This one is going to be going in GOAT tier. It has a huge area of effect, does a lot of damage, and it sucks everybody in. He kind of spins around in the circle and sucks everybody in like a tornado kind of effect. So definitely a very solid jutsu all around. A lot of damage, a great knockdown, and a great AoE if you have a lot of enemies that you got to deal with. So very good overall. Next up, we got Obito Rampage Fireball Jutsu. This one is going to go in clapping cheeks. I think it's a very underrated follow-up jutsu. It has an amazing knockdown. It has a huge area of effect. It doesn't give the team any buffs at all. I don't think it does like any buffs at all, actually. I think it might just increase like attack or something. But the only thing holding it back from being GOAT tier is that, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't give any status effects besides like dot damage, I believe. But the knockdown effect that it has, it like shoots them flying. It shoots enemies flying, and it also has a huge area of effect, and it's a very quick follow-up jutsu. So definitely still clapping cheeks. The only reason, like I said, it's not in GOAT tiers because it doesn't inflict seal or anything like that, and it doesn't give buffs to the team. But aside from that, still a very good jutsu to equip as a follow-up jutsu. Next up, we got War Sakura's jutsu, the punching airstrikes. This one I am tempted to put up here in GOAT tier, but I think I'm gonna keep it in clapping cheeks. This one does paralysis. I believe it increases everyone's HP. The only thing that I don't really like about it is that it's just kind of a straight shot. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be facing the unit or else it's not gonna hit. That's the only reason that I feel is holding it back from GOAT tier. But it can inflict paralysis. It gives the team buffs. It's just a very good jutsu all around. The only thing that's kind of holding me back is, like I said, it's a little bit hard to get a hit on. It has to be a straight shot. It only shoots those little air barrage punches in a straight line. But like I said, you can make the argument that it belongs in GOAT tier as well. Me personally, I'm probably just gonna keep it here in clapping cheeks, only for that reason. Sometimes it can be a little hard to hit a moving target, but aside from that, an amazing follow-up jutsu, definitely worth investing into as well. Okay, so next up we got Shikamaru's Shadow Tendril Jutsu. Now this one, I honestly believe that it is also in clapping cheeks. Some people, like I said, can make the argument that it belongs in GOAT tier. It has a great knockdown jutsu. I believe it can inflict paralysis as well. It's just a very good, solid overall jutsu. Has a pretty good AoE. So I think it definitely belongs in clapping cheeks as well. Next up, we have Shadow Sasuke's Mangekyo Sharingan, like Amaterasu strike thing. Look, I personally really like this jutsu. I think I'm gonna put it in GOAT tier, only because I really feel as though this one I believe gives you invincibility. It gives you invincibility. It has a good knockdown. It's a very, very quick. Now the quick jutsus are the best jutsus to use, because those ones, you can't use a follow-up jutsu again until the animation is done. Shadow Sasuke has a very, very quick animation. You know what? Honestly, I'm probably going to put Shikamaru's up here for that same reason. Shikamaru has a very quick animation. Shikamaru shoots enemies up into the air, has a knockdown, and can do paralysis. And Shadow Sasuke's here does seal. It gives you invincibility, so it gives you an extra second of not being able to get hit. Does seal, has a good knockdown, and it's very quick, so you can spam it very, very, very often. So that's why I'm going to be putting it in GOAT tier as well. Next up, we are going to be doing Gaara's Whirlpool Jutsu. This one I also believe belongs in GOAT tier. This one, bro, huge sand whirlpool, bro. Massive sand whirlpool. You literally launch it. Now this one does take a little bit longer for the animation, but it's so worth it, bro. Gaara does this huge whirlpool, sucks enemies in, inflicts seal, and they get stuck in there. So it's just an amazing combo starter, and you can really get enemies stuck in an infinite loop while using this jutsu. So honestly, in my opinion, I believe it belongs in GOAT tier. I also think it increases everyone's defense, if I'm not mistaken. It does give everyone buffs though, because Kazekage Gaara is a really good buffing shinobi. So definitely keep this equipped on Kazekage Gaara, and it's definitely worth investing into as well. Next up, we have Reanimated Madara. This one is going to be his Wood Tendril Jutsu. This one I also think belongs in Clapping Cheeks. It has a really good damage area. It actually does pretty decent damage. It gives you invincibility, and it also has a good knockdown combo, and it's a very quick animation as well. So just very, very solid all around. Going to be putting that in Clapping Cheeks. Next up, we have Kakashi's Lightning Shadow Clone Jutsu. This one I'm going to put in Whole Lotta Mid. I mean, if you've used this jutsu before, it is somewhat of a quick animation. It doesn't do crazy damage. It doesn't do anything too crazy. And it's a little bit hard to get a lot of damage from it. You can get a decent like shotgun out of it, but you have to be like mid-range, so it's kind of hard to test it. And to have to calculate all that while you're in the middle of a fight doesn't really, you know what I'm saying? It's just a whole lot of mid. It's nothing crazy. So we're going to leave it at that. Next up, we have Hokage Naruto's like Shadow Clone Barrage Jutsu. This one is also going to go in a whole lot of mid. For one, this jutsu is not good. Like in general, it's not that great. I believe all it does is decrease defense and give you invincibility. But aside from that, Hokage Naruto is best with either his Hokage Run Jutsu or his old Limit Break Jutsu. Having this one equipped just for the follow-up jutsu, I believe decreases like his usability and utility. And on top of that, it's really not that great. It is a quick animation. It gives you invincibility, but doesn't give the team buffs, doesn't do a lot of damage. So it's nothing too crazy. It's just kind of mid, in my opinion. Next up, we have OG Naruto with his Shadow Clone Spinning Jutsu. We're going to put this in Hot Steaming Dookie. Outdated, not a lot of damage, not a lot of area of effect. So we're going to put that down there. Next up, we have KCM Naruto's this is kind of like his own version of Flying Rajin. It's his 3-star jutsu. This one I'm going to put in a whole lot of mid. 2, doesn't have a great area of effect. This one can do pretty decent damage if you have KCM Naruto built up pretty good. He's a red type unit, so it does do pretty decent damage, but doesn't give you any buffs. It just does pretty good damage, and that's about it, so nothing too crazy. Next up, we have New Year's Sakura with her pineapple. She throws this big ass like thing on the floor. I'm also going to put it in a whole lot of mid. It's definitely not Clapping Cheeks, but I don't think it's trash. It's just, you know, it's just mid. It's just mid. I mean, it gives you a decent amount of buffs. It's nothing too crazy though. And I mean, the AoE isn't that great. So it's just mid. There's better ones out there. And finally, we have Yamato's Wood Style Jutsu, where he just tosses a bunch of bricks at you, bruh. This one is also going to be going in Hot Steaming Dookie. Yamato, in general, with his rekit, I mean, he's okay. He's just like, he's solid. But you don't want to have this jutsu equipped in general. I mean, it's not great. It's not a good follow-up jutsu. It's outdated. So that's also why it belongs there. But I feel pretty good about this list. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Like I said, this is all very subjective. I know that some people, some of you might believe Sasuke's Amaterasu belongs up here. Some of you might think Sakura's belongs up here. Some of you might think one of these ones belong down here, and that's perfectly okay, man. This is my personal list, and these are the ones that I personally believe are worth investing into. Regardless, these 2 tiers are definitely worth investing into for the most part. So yeah, you guys, anything below here, I wouldn't recommend it. But let me know what you guys think make sure you guys drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I want to know your guys' opinions. But without further ado, please make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Swag family if you haven't already. But without further ado, thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. Stay swaggy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.